Daniel. So up in this little town called White, Georgia. You know White? Do what? Pine Log. Fine. We're getting serious now. It's Pine Log. So Daniel, right here in the middle, probably remembers when this happened. But one night, it was fall. It was just like this. I was about 8 years old. My parents were watching 2020 at my grandparents' house up in Cartersville. You guys know that time of the night. It's alright, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed, you know? And when I stayed at my grandparents' house, I had to sleep in the same bed as my great-grandma. It's unfortunate. So, my Uncle Dale came by. He said, hey, one of the sheep are stuck in the barbed wire. I don't know how he got word of this, but he was like, out in the middle of the woods, and we gotta go and save him. Do you want to come with me? What did I say? Of course! So I get on the four-wheeler, and we go out into the deep, deep wood. And there it is, 9:30 at night, and in my little boy heart, it's like 3 in the morning. And everything that ever mattered, ever, was just focused right there in that one little spotlight on that 350 red four-wheeler. And we were rolling through those woods, and all of a sudden, the four-wheeler stopped. He said, Zach, I ran out of gas. I said, no. He said, listen, man, we're in the middle of the woods in Pine Log. He said, you stay here with the four-wheeler so nobody steals it. I'm gonna go get gas. I was like, okay. So meanwhile, through the woods, through the trees, Daniel, on the other side of your house, those crazy people that I was somehow related to were burning, they were burning the field. You know how you gotta redo that every now and then, you burn the field. So there was all these ashes, but it was deep, it was 200 yards out, but I could see the shadows of the trees in front of the red ashes. And my Uncle Dale said, listen, there's only one thing you gotta know. If you hear a woman screaming, it's not a woman, it's a mountain lion. I'll be right back. So there I was in the middle of the woods with the embers out yonder, and my Uncle Dale leaves. He goes and gets the gasoline, and I stayed put. And it gets real quiet. And it gets so quiet that the sound of my breathing almost brings me to tears. It's so quiet. And then what do I hear? Yeah, I hear what sounds like a woman screaming. Does anybody want to just give, what does that sound like? Oh my God, it's the mountain lion. So, in the silence of the night, I break the silence and I yell, Uncle Dale! And just the sound of my voice, I just start breakdown crying. I just realize how alone I really am, and that there's a mountain lion coming to get me, and all is not well, and I wish I was just sleeping next to my great-grandma, listening to 2020. But I wasn't. I was on that four-wheeler, and then I saw this shadow crawling towards me, and I was like, it's a Labrador. It's just a black lab. It's not a mountain lion. And then I hear it again. Yeah, and there was a peacock. And I holler out again, Uncle Dale! And I start crying even harder. And then it's just walking slower and slower towards me. And then it raises up on its hind legs. And I'm like, Dale, stop! And he just quietly doesn't stop. And it takes him a good 3 minutes to just slowly walk towards me. Which is when I realized, if this is Uncle Dale, he is out of his mind. And then all of a sudden, the presence standing in front of me screamed like a woman and ran right at me and grabbed my shoulders and just, ah! And then started dying laughing. And I'm grateful grateful for it. And that's my Uncle Dale.